Yeah. Hi, everyone. We have made it to the final week of our Skill Print series, part of AI Community Learning Program powered by Microsoft Teams. This 4 weeks journey has been all about helping you go from AI curious to AI capable. So let's just take a quick look back. In week one, we explored the foundations of agentic AI applications. In week two, we mapped out the tooling landscape for building agentic systems. Week three, we unpacked real world use cases and how these systems are being applied today. And in this today's session for week four, we will tie all of it together. You learn how to go from idea to execution by designing, implementing, and showcasing your end to end agenting AI project. So, without further ado, Kiran, let's take over the session and let's finish it strong.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the intro, and I'm excited that we are finally at this stage where we can build at least one application end to end, like which can do simple things, but it's like the Lego blocks. Like if you are able to build something very simple, you can extend on top of it, and uh, I mean, your imagination is the limit there. And very first day, like we like explored just the AI agent, and on top of it, we built like MCP protocol where we connected to multiple tools. And today we are going to build on top of it, executing multiple tasks. So here in today's session, we are going to discuss about workflows and from automation to autonomy using the AI agents. Again, for those who are attending for the first time, my name is Kiran Pendem. I am experienced for the past 20 years in product based companies. I've been optimizing processes and worked on workflows before. Now I'm just excited to leverage AI to improve these processes and make them even better. I'm also a founder of Club. I coach, mentor, and provide guidance for transitioning into AI related careers. Finally, a disclaimer, this is a beginner series, and we are using a no code tool called N8N, which is friendly for beginners and it is useful for prototyping purposes. It can do a lot of things, but like as you deal with high complicated use cases or very complex scenarios, I think you will realize that you need more customization of code or some other support from enterprise toolings. So I'm just like letting you know that for beginners this tool is N8N is fine, but it's not like AI native tool. Today's agenda is like just reflecting on the journey from automation in the traditional software development to autonomy using the AI agentic capabilities in the workflows and agentic workflows with increasing complexity. Basically, we started very simple with a small use case using Google Sheets, Google Calendar, and other Google tools. This can be extended to any external tools available, like externally. I mean, other companies are providing their APIs. We can connect to their APIs and perform some actions. Whatever like simple actions we are taking, we can extend it to very high use case scenarios, like just as an example, travel planning. Like if you want to search for from flight tickets, you can do that. You can book a ticket for flight, and maybe you can book hotels. Like these kind of activities can be possible using the agentic capabilities. And with the AI providing multi-step reasoning, you can actually do many tasks using AI itself instead of like you putting in the logic yourself by hard coding rules. Finally, we'll be reflecting on the whole skill sprint on this agentic workflows, how we like navigated from super simple to a small workflow. So Product development life cycle, I mean, it is still applicable even now. If you're developing AI products, the life cycle is not like hugely changing. Basically, we collect requirements, do the design, develop once the design is ready, and deploy into test environments, stage environments, and release to production. These things are still applicable in the AI era as well. I mean, whatever we do, like documentation, prototyping, versioning of the code, testing, and doing the CI/CD pipelines and monitoring the things that are released to production. These all happen. But what AI is doing is it's enabling automation and autonomy through agentic capabilities in each of these phases, especially in the documentation and prototype phase. Like, there is a huge potential that you can get a lot of things done um, uh, through AI, and the return on investment is also huge in some of these phases. We can see the impact like ROI in reducing the time, having better impact. Also, the money spent, maybe there is less money spent, but it depends like how you are ensuring that you are getting proper ROI, and also the effort we put in. Like, if we are writing code or doing something, and if we are using AI, you are actually putting less effort and getting better outputs through AI. So, in summary, like basically, these AI tools are enabling different phases in different ways, especially in the ideation and design phase where the prototyping is accelerated, that we can get these minimum viable prototypes, I mean, products with the prototypes in taking very less time and also low cost. We can experiment on these prototypes easily as well. This is where there is huge potential that people are everywhere, like people are using this, leveraging this AI for prototyping case, and whatever you are listening out there is mainly in this ideation and design phase. And if you consider development and building, of course, the AI tools are helping with the development of code as well, because Claude and other tools, they are actually giving the code as well, like generating code, and it's become super easy, even for non-technical people, to get some code and get it working in some way and building. It is taking less time. But if you think about the cost, it's not like it's become very low cost, because you're spending money on the tools, and there are a lot of like efforts going on for the version control and the reviewing activities. Also, there is a new concept called evaluations, which was not in the traditional software development. So these are adding up some cost. I mean, this is not something that is clearly visible, or I mean, time will tell over time. I mean, after some time, we will see how this cost is actually um, benefiting. I mean, is it reducing or increasing? This is yet to be seen, in my opinion. And if you see about like deploying and evaluations, testing is going to get very complicated, because we do not have the best practices as yet. Like, I mean, these are still evolving. Evaluations are something that we need to master. I think we are learning these things as in when they are evolving. But the thing is, more code is getting generated by AI, and it's not like deterministic. There are huge challenges how you actually test that code. So there is like a possibility that the time and the cost for testing and making sure that the quality is proper, whether the agents are doing the right thing or not, the cost involved and the time involved could be like at the medium level. I mean, it could be more as well. Finally, once we manage to release these agentic AI applications to production, there is huge possibility that the prompts are unstable. These are some things that like yet to be seen. there is possibility that there is a model drift. Also, the models are evolving. It's not like whatever we have right now. uh, there will be some changes and fine tuning, and we will have to see which model is best for the use case applicable. And other thing is the failure rate. I don't think the systems that we are building are always successful. Especially I've seen I've been trying to have something work perfectly. Like last week, we have seen that it was working all right. At some point, it stopped working. And there is always that kind of fear that, oh my God, is it going to work? So failure rate is actually high. There is a high cost, more time to debug and make sure that these systems work, especially in the production stages. Right now, we are celebrating before even releasing to production in the prototyping phase. But we are yet to see like how things will be once we manage to release things into production. So basically, the metrics we measure for AI powered product development, I think we will be having more metrics, especially to make sure that the speed and efficiency of these models, how they are performing, like the time it takes to prototype, time to release, iteration velocity, and the automation coverage. Basically, for each of these buckets, like quality and reliability, how reliable are these models, and are they meeting the expectations of the users? Like, how are the bugs coming up, and how are the teams able to fix them? Are the AI models able to fix these by themselves? These are something again, we need to measure over time, and these are not as simple in when compared to the traditional software development practices. Also, the cost and resource usage, maybe we are saving on not having big teams, but we are still spending time cost on the infrastructure, like the cloud platforms and the other platforms that are providing these AI capabilities. So how this cost adds up, I think this is also something we need to measure. Finally, the user impact, how the customer is taking these, and is it affecting their retention? Because maybe some weird, unexpected thing happened and it actually badly impacted the users. How are we actually making sure that we are taking some remediation, or making sure that the users are not being charged for if they are not responsible for the fault? It's not their fault, but it's not like you should pay for that. So basically, how the users are impacted and how they are adapting to these AI features is something we need to see by measuring them. And in our practices, everyone, I mean, as of now, we still have especially these roles like product managers, developers, designers, analysts, and maybe in these roles will evolve over time, like I said before, and the responsibilities, accountability, and all these can merge into a new roles. This is something shaping up and evolving in the AI space. But the thing is, even if AI is doing these things, there will be some kind of human responsibility and accountability involved, and someone will be providing support. Let's take the example of some use cases in legal scenario. I mean, there would be some domain experts. We would always maybe we are developing a product for them, but we would be reaching out for domain experts for some support or consultation. And also the legal teams, just for branding or some making sure that we are compliant with some policies, we inform the legal team within the company. So all these things, whatever are existing, they might evolve into new roles and responsibilities. But and these responsibilities, accountability, support, consult, inform, they might shape up differently in the AI space, but they will still be there. How we communicate and collaborate, is also going to be redefined in the AI space. And actually, according to some research, recent research, there are some papers on this. When the AI agents are doing multi-step tasks, especially if the steps are like more than mm, 20 or something like that, like the fail rate of those AI agents is like 70%, which is huge. I mean, there is a high risk that you can't rely on them. You need to have some human in the loop, and the impact of this success rate is like dependent on like whether you are a startup with a small team, where like you might be having very small use cases, and the multiple steps are like handful or maybe less than 10. In that case, like you might not be having that huge risk. You can be like leveraging AI for automating and giving some autonomy. Things are under control. Like for startup companies, I believe, like, I mean, it's not like hugely risky for them when compared to small, medium, or large enterprises. Because as you move into large enterprises, the use cases like they get complex because there could be multiple AI agents collaborating with each other, and there is a huge dependency on how you are saving things like the memory management and the tool invocation and the reasoning of the models and how many actions you're taking. It gets more complex, and in large enterprises you will have to focus on reliability and non-functional requirements like the quality and other areas as well. And you need support from big platforms like Google Agent Development Kit or other Amazon Bedrocks. So basically, you will be like using some coding as well. And engineering practices are not going anywhere. I mean, even if you are working in the AI space, like if you are leveraging AI, the practices that are needed for the engineering, like how you're building, how you're actually making sure the versions are maintained. Now the versions is not just about the code. You also have to make sure that the prompts are being versioned, because you might be changing the models and the way each model reacts to different prompts. I think it's going, there is so much variance happening, like so you need to make sure all these are taken care of in the within these engineering practices. And this is very technical area that I think here AI engineers or someone technical will have to take care of it. Someone wants to say something? I'm hearing some background noise. All right. So from automation to autonomy, we are moving like into the space of AI, agentic AI. And if we are not paying much attention to the engineering practices or making sure that the evaluations are put in place with the right guardrails and all that, if we are ignoring some of these very important aspects, there is a huge possibility that the time it takes and the cost involved in deploying the prototypes to production can actually increase. So we need to design our agentic systems in a way that we are taking care of what I mentioned in the past, in the previous screens. So the strategy to build agentic AI workflows is you start simple. I mean, if you have some use case, like don't just jump into just designing it right away. Like start with the simple steps that are like maybe if it is deterministic, go for it, start with it. And wherever you kind of realize that you need to use leverage AI, then think about agentic capabilities and why do you need it. Do the reasoning at that level, why you are stepping into the AI space to use those capabilities. And also like make sure that you are measuring the right metrics to make sure that you are getting the right ROI, because you might be investing a lot of money on these tools, AI tools and stuff, but are they actually saving you good amount of time and money? And it isn't just about time and money, also the impact on the users, it's also important, and the reliability of the systems and the success rates, they are all important. So making sure that capturing all these metrics for AI ROI is very important. Finally, considering all these, designing the agentic workflows depending on the desired autonomy. It's not like we can just give complete autonomy for everything. There are very high risk possibilities, especially when it involves, let's say, some clinical use cases. You can't risk a human life where the AI agents are kind of making the decisions. There is always that human in the loop element. So basically, it's the human judgment in high risk cases, and also making sure that the success rates is not causing too much destruction in like brand wise, or I mean that also matters, right? In a company, it's not just about losing money, like the brand matters as well. So all those things need to be considered to design the systems. How much autonomy do you want to give? And if there is something that you want to be deterministic, I think taking automated steps is not a bad idea. So that's for this summarizing the topic on agentic AI workflows. I'm going to go into the N8N and touch base on what we did last week and build on top of it. If you have any questions, I would like to take a few minutes right now. Padma, is everything all right? Like the screen, voice?
Yeah, yeah, everything is good.
Yeah, everything is good. Cool. All right. Jesus, I think you would like to unmute.
No, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Wanted to react to say that everything was okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Right. Let's go to N8N. And to be honest, I'm a bit scared today. In the sense, like last day when we were executing this, we were doing the MCP protocol, and some of the things that I showed is we used an AI agent that is connected to an MCP client, which is connected to MCP server. This MCP server is connected to 10 tools, and we can actually execute either one tool or multiple tools. And the execution of multiple tools in a sequence is something decided by this agent. This agent is like reasoning what steps it has to follow. So let's just make sure, like in this server node, we have the production URL, which I'm going to use in my client. And we have another agent. We are like summarizing the content. So two agents are involved, and MCP protocol for doing these actions. So I'm going to actually make this as active. Basically, I'm using the production URL. So for that reason, I'm making this an active workflow. And I'm just going to use one of the And we need to actually execute this workflow when we are trying to run this. Are you able to see the screen?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, let me, is it better? I have a spreadsheet where I have one sheet maintaining these details. Uh, it's like in our case, we can consider it can be a database as well, but simply we are using a Google Sheet. And I have some details where I have these columns like full name, first name, last name. And in my workflow, I have some sheets actions, like I'm trying to find a row based on some filters, that is like first name, last name, and the AI model is kind of deriving it from my user input. And we have seen that. So in my contacts sheet, I want to update this Kiran Chauhan. Also send her an email. Why can't I see this? Uh, hmm. What is it saying? It looks like you have used all your free credits. Oh dear. Mm-mm-mm. I've used all my N8 credits. Okay, let's see if I can actually use I thought like I will survive for another 7 days. Looks like I might have to buy some credits. I'm not going to buy right away, but let's see if I could use some Google Gemini credits. If I have these credits. So disconnecting this model for OpenAI chat model, and let me use Google Gemini, and I have to see if this will actually do proper reasoning, because like I said, not every model is good with the reasoning, but let's give it a try. I'm just going to duplicate this node, and where it is gone. I'm using that in this agent. So I'm using Gemini 1.5 Flash. let's see if I could. I'm jumping between two because like these two workflows are a bit different. And I just, the other one, I just try to add some evaluations. It's not like proper evaluations, but I wanted to give it a try and see, like, just wanted to share this thing that you can actually use some nodes called eval nodes to do some evaluations, simple evaluations, but basically in innate and you can do some things. This is something like to explore in the intermediate phase, but in the no code I was just like trying to see how to use those nodes. And let me fetch the email address for Kaleido Club. Please send an email asking them to submit feedback on this thing. And I'm using this is OpenAI 4.1. I want to use I just replaced OpenAI with Gemini. And let's see. Kaleido Club. I have this email. All right. Let's see what is happening here. Log activity column names were updated after the node setup. So let's go here. It's showing the red indicating some problem, and basically you will see this warning that there were some columns updated. I'm refreshing them, fetching new. There was date time added. I'm just going to use the model to define it and solving that problem. I'm saving it. Now, because this OpenAI like N8 credits exhausted, I used Google Gemini, and it seems to have executed the multiple steps. Like it executed the NCP client, and the tool it has executed is find specific row, and it just did this. Okay, I think it is just executing only one tool, Google Gemini chat model. Can I use some other model? This is where like multi-step reasoning. Let me search if I could chat GPT. I'm just showing this so that you can also do similar things like which Google is good at multi-step reasoning. not all models are able to do that. .5 Pro is newer than this. Is it available for free? 1.5 Pro. Let me give it a try. In this logs, you can see like what all steps it is taking. So I think open AI chat model was relatively fast. You can see the difference. Like when I used open AI model, it did not take this much time. This one is taking such a long time. So basically, when you are actually trying different models, like if that is applicable for your agent, you can find these things like how long it took and whether it is doing the proper reasoning. You will get to know like this. Error fetching. You exceeded your current quota. Please check your plan. Damn it. I crossed my limits. Okay. Let me show you some of the executions in the past. See, you can see like so many errors. The success rate, like I said, it's not like 100% all the time. This is the risk with the capabilities. Like, I mean, we cannot completely rely on them if they're performing well all the time. But let me show some executions. Um, I wanted to demonstrate one more thing. I think with my limits gone, I mean, Google Gemini as well as N8 credits, I'm unable to show it. But what I wanted to demonstrate today was this thing. Basically, multi-reasoning. Like I could actually, if I go back to this thing, fetch the email address for Kaleido Club. Please send an email asking them submit feedback. It has two steps and it is actually calling to actions like find a row and send an email. If you see this, it executes this task and after that it executes the send email. And there was another one that I wanted to show as well. It's basically fetch the email details for all. Basically, if you actually see my contacts, there are like 3. I wanted to actually add some more rows and fetch all the email addresses for these and ask the model to send email for all of these email addresses. That was the goal for me. And what would this do? Like, so in this one, It's not just about sequential execution of the tools. I improved the prompt for this. There is an advanced system prompt here. Let me show that. You are an advanced agent orchestrating multi-step tool-driven workflow. You have access to various tools that return data in either singular or array formats. The thing is, when you are actually connecting to these tools, now I have one of these find specific row. This returns only one result, one email address. I have another task which actually fetches all the rows. This actually returns me an array of email addresses in JSON format. So the tools actually give output in different formats, and there is a possibility that you might mess up processing the output because you did not customize how you are handling the output of one tool from another. Because like sending an email, it's fine, like it just sends the email, or drafting, it's fine. But if you're trying to process something, the output from these tools, you need to do some kind of like either code customization, or you can have this improved prompt. In this improved prompt, I'm actually letting the AI agent know that some of them actually return data in singular format or array format. I'm telling the agent your role is to evaluate the output of each step and intelligently determine whether the next action should be executed once or in a loop. If you actually go to N8N, there is something called loop over items. This node actually helps you execute some of the things in step by step in a loop. I'll show you one automation for that. This is a simple automation where I'm kind of getting all the email addresses, the registered users from the contacts. And when I get all these registered users, I am kind of like iterating through each of those. I'm validating the email through some code node. This is like where I'm checking the regex, like if it is an email format, at like it has like dot. It's basically validating the email address. Only if the email address is valid, I'm making sure that I send out the email. And I also have another code node where I'm kind of like replacing some placeholders. I mean, I have some a template where I'm using some, let me show you that as well, like a format. Is it making sense? Like whatever I'm showing, I'm unable to execute them because I ran out of credits. Uh, I have something like this HTML email where it is like formatted. If I use this format, I have some placeholders for this, like, hi recipient name, thank you for registering. And basically I'm formatting that, and I'm including some like badge form link. You can complete the form. There are some placeholders like for the recording sessions, like you have this link here. These square brackets, you have these placeholders. When I'm trying to retrieve it, I'm trying to like replace those placeholders, like recipient name, your name. I'm just replacing them and generating the proper personalized email content, and I'm sending out an email for each of those users. So this is like something to demonstrate a loop over each item from the Google Sheets. This is a simple automation, but when you are like using some custom code, I'm just demonstrating this because I have more flexibility in defining the user, like the email content in my automated workflow. Like when I'm giving the autonomy for this agent, where I am asking it to send an email, I'm just giving it a prompt. And if you actually go through this Gmail node where I'm sending the email, you will see that I'm just like defining the model to automatically derive what is the to address, subject address, and I'm just like in the description, I'm just giving this thing. And in my agent node, this prompt is what is like giving instructions to the agent what it should do. I do not have that kind of like flexibility in defining the format of the email. I mean, that would need additional coding. This is where you will start realizing that you need more code or more high-end model. You will start realizing that whatever simple thing you are developing, at some point, if you are like trying to make it more complex, you will realize you need to either advance your prompt or use some code and use other like a database related stuff. I mean, right now I'm using Google Sheets, but if you want to save it in multiple tables, like you will have to use database like Superbase integration. So these are like next stage things. Like in the intermediate level, you can explore further using other tools like and explore more. So in this advanced prompt, I was just demonstrating that each tool can give an output in a different format. You need to be mindful that the agent can handle it. If it can't, you will see errors and you will be like debugging, like how we are trying to debug today. And basically for instead of the loop node, I'm telling the agent for each loop iteration, preserve the input used, output received, step number, and all these. And finally, compile all these into a JSON object and respond in a structured JSON. So that is what I actually instructed in my AI agent. And if I look into some of these executions, so basically like you can see how much time it took, how many tokens it used, and what is the output it is generating. You can debug it going through these things, like it's generated this JSON format. Let me just copy this one and show it for multi like JSON with multiple outputs. This is a JSON, and it's basically has all these details. Intermediate steps. Step 2. Congratulations on completing this. It is actually the model created this. What is the subject? What is the message? And finally, when it actually sent it, it's this is the output I've got. So AI model actually generated this JSON for me. If I want more control, I would rather go with automation for this. And if I want to actually demonstrate using this one again, I will have to register another NAT and email address to get 100 more credits. Maybe I'll just create a video, creating a new account, and use new credits, and share that video later. But yeah, basically, I wanted to show that you can execute multiple AI agents in the workflow, and you can use the AI agents to do the multi reasoning to execute multiple tasks, and you can also make them loop when they are executing the tools in sequence. That was the ultimate goal. One agent actually connected to another summarizing agent, what it has done. And yeah, if you have any questions, I can answer, but I'm going to definitely share one video showcasing this with a new email account because my credits ran out. And I did not realize that until now because I was playing around. Yeah. So
And there is a question in the chat. Are you going to share this workflow?
actually, I am going to make this template available just like in this templates, right? I'm going to do that. That is something that I will give you. At least you can go for this. Here you have so many templates, right? I think I will create this template, and just like how you are able to download these, I'll have this documentation done. I will need some time because this is not like I can just use ChatGPT to do it for me. I need to make sure that it is all proper. But I will put that effort and share this template and a video demonstrating how it works.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. And yeah, I'm really sorry. I couldn't like do much with the credits. Basically, this is the problem with tools. Like they offer 2 weeks, or the credits that we have, they run out. Um, we can actually use another email address, but still, like for how long? Final tip, there is a possibility you can actually install NA10 in your local machine, local host. There are some videos for that, how you can use it in your local host instead of like the cloud. Here I'm actually using the cloud, but you can do it in your own machine. There are some I don't know how comfortable you are doing it, like installing in your own local machine, but I can share that resources as well. That's my promise. Any questions I can take? Do you want me to share my screen, or the slides? Any slides? Any questions? Cool. Thank you so much. And I will be sharing the video I will take a few days, maybe a couple of days to make it available for everyone. I will be using my own workflow to send out the email to you, and you will realize like the workflow how it is using whatever we have learned in these sessions, how it is implemented. That will also demonstrate you. Thank you so much.
Then there are a few questions in the chat.
Yeah. Um, is this the chat or is this the one? Not this one. Yeah, Gurpreet, please unmute and ask.
Hi, Kiran. Thank you so
Hi,
much for the wonderful session. I have I
thank
have
you.
been attending your sessions regularly, and they are really great every time.
Thank you
I
so
have a
much.
very basic question. So,
Mm-hmm.
once you like start building, what is your approach? Like these are really complicated workflows. So how do you how do you identify first the problem that you are encountering, and then how do you go about like what is your strategy like? Because these are really elaborate.
Yeah, actually, the use case is like something that I am considering for my own purpose. My use case is like since I founded Kaleido Club, like I am actually going to send out emails for people. For me, that was the use case, and I was trying to automate it. Like I showed you, I actually tried automating it initially, and I was thinking how can I leverage the agentic stuff in the sense like could it actually generate the email content. But I've seen that every time it generates a new email, the placeholders what I'm looking for, it is like too random. It was difficult, so I did not go for AI. I just like went for simple automation. But then why I went for the autonomy, this thing, uh, basically it helps me execute multiple tools. If I want to my assistant, if I want to ask it to do multiple things, I have all the tools together. And if I have to do this manually, I go to like sheets, I go to my Gmail and the calendar. They are all like fragmented and put everywhere. So this workflow is enabling me to bring them all together, and I'm having a natural conversation and taking some actions through simple normal natural language. So this
Mm-hmm.
was my use case. It is helpful, and this can be extended to LinkedIn posts as well. Like I could connect to LinkedIn actions and like post on a regular basis. Right now it's all manual. So that's like personal level. These are some use cases that I saw myself, and how
Mm-hmm.
to integrate and all that. Like initially, my strategy was I will start from scratch, but what I learned was I could actually use these templates. There are like more than 3,000 templates available, and they are not all like agentic AI, but still, like they were useful for me to get some basic stuff. If I wanted to use some, there is this node, some new nodes are being used here. So a kind of like go into those templates and understand how, what is the purpose of those nodes and how are they being used. So it's like learning on the go through
Mm-hmm.
these templates, instead of like me just clicking on particular node. What are all these nodes? Okay, maybe for starting the workflow I need a trigger, or maybe some external app is uh, in fact I was working on Lovable website where I wanted to integrate with this, And there is a integration part where Webflow can actually interact with this. There is a node for that where I can interact, provide this. Here I'm using the chat one. So there is a node where I can actually send. Oh God, let me. I don't have on top of my mind all nodes, but basically I'm exploring them through the templates. That is my strategy.
Got it. Okay.
And
thank you so much.
Yeah, and also the templates, the good thing is the description is sufficient for me to understand how to use them. If I just send a JSON file to someone, it becomes very difficult to explain, but this documentation is also helpful. So instead of me sharing my own JSON files, I think this is a good way of sharing with others to experiment with these workflows.
Right.
And other thing is, as you move into low code and high code tools, they can be more complex. It's not you can understand what is happening. I mean, unless you are very comfortable going through the code, it's not easy to understand what is happening inside the whole workflow. At least
Right.
here, when I see when you are executing it, it is showing some indication that this tool is being executed. Uh, so that's why I picked N8N as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
No worries. Yeah, any other queries? Yeah, Bruna.
Yes. So my question is less technical and more about the market. But since you've been probably in it for way longer than I have, you might have some insight into this. With all the risks and the cost considerations that you mentioned, especially in the beginning of the call, how do you know how these companies, especially enterprise, especially let's say healthcare companies, how are they being successful in implementing these tools? Is it all about evals and guardrails? And I guess also what kind of professional is implementing this well? Because, at least these generative AI models haven't been made available to the public that long ago. So unless they have, LLM researchers that have been working on this stuff for 10 years, implementing their actual solutions, I'm just curious, who is being successful implementing this, and what kind of, is it just about guardrails and evals and things like that?
Yeah, I think the companies that are AI native, investing heavily in using these capabilities. I mean, if you consider Anthropic, OpenAI, I mean, they are completely into this AI native stuff, and they're building these products. And the tools that we are using are still low end, I would say. I mean, with the free tier, whatever is available to us, it's I don't know, the high end tools are capable of much more complex stuff. And enterprises, I'm sure they are having better tools, and they are actually paid versions, I think $200 per month subscription for OpenAI. You would have lots of possibilities there. And even with the free tier, we are seeing so much capability. And in AI native companies, they actually use enterprise level software. And right now we just explored simple stuff, but in enterprises they would have guardrails, and they would have better engineering practices. I mean, we don't see that much discussion about the engineering practices, but they are also like playing a crucial role because the success rate, like I said, this success rate is not just like whoever is implementing. There is actually a research done. I mean, there are some like companies where they are using agents, and the success rate is like 30, I mean at the max like 35%. And this was a research done on top companies who are using it. So it's not like we are there yet using all the capabilities, but they are definitely using evaluations. Evaluations is also like evolving. It's not like we everyone knows the best practices and how to implement them. I think people are learning and implementing them, but who are AI native companies, they are like actually, I think these measures that we are seeing are from companies like those. And yeah, they have better tools. Whatever we are using is nothing in front of them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Mhm. Sure. And also, like in the future, I don't know, like I'm personally exploring evaluations and trying to learn more about it. At some point, like when I am like comfortable, I'm thinking about organizing some sessions on that. It would be intermediate level because these are not as simple as how we built in our last 4 weeks. So I consider planning something on evaluations. But if you are like following me, if you are on LinkedIn, please feel free to connect to me. And when I'm ready, I'll let you like know through LinkedIn that, or maybe even through this platform. I'll let you know if I plan to do something intermediate as well, and have a better uh, debugging in place. I mean, right now you have seen yourself, like I just added some complexity, and we have seen some things breaking, especially the tools returning different output. The agent can't handle it. So we need to build so much robustness as well. So this is like the next level, how to take control through some coding, even if it is like not too technical, but there will be some kind of coding involved. Any other questions? And actually, I am going to check my credits. Like, I never went to the dashboard saying how am I consuming my credits for Google Gemini chat model as well as the OpenAI, even for the free tier. Like, we do not pay attention to these, but these things, like in enterprises, they pay a lot of attention to these things as well because it involves cost. All right. If there are no more questions, I think we can wrap it up. We are already 15 minutes past. Padma,
Yes. Thank you so
shall
much, everyone, for joining. This was really great, Kiran. It was an idea, and then it was through you we got this idea of doing a 4 week skill print series, and this has been wonderful. I'm sure a lot of you have learned a lot. And then, if once you build your agent, please make sure you tag Kiran and us, AI Community Learning Program powered by Teams, and I'll share the recording and the form to fill up to get your badges up. Thank you so much for joining.
yeah, thanks for responding to those questions as well. And finally, yeah, from my side, the next one will be a video created explaining the workflow with new credits.
That would be great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Kiran.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. We had now concluded the 4-week skill sprint series on multi agent workflows, and during the final session, we actually built an MCP architecture multi agentic system. So, let's just summarize what we did in the last session. In this workflow, we are using a spreadsheet where I have some email address details of a user. I'm sending a query to fetch the details of one of the users and send an email asking them to submit feedback on this series. So this is my user query. As you can see, this agent is having a system prompt that is quite advanced. It's not a basic prompt. I had to actually use some very specific details to make it work in picking different tools. You have to make sure that the MCP server trigger node is SSC endpoint is used in the client, and we are using the production URL. Also make sure that the workflow is active because we are using the production URLs. The second agent in this workflow is actually scheduling an event in my calendar after summarizing the tool execution of the previous agent. This prompt is also slightly advanced, unlike the basic prompt that we have seen in the very first session. And finally, I'm executing this workflow, and you can see that it's executing the nodes. You can see which node is being executed, what's the input, what's the output in this N8N. It helps you check what tools are being executed, and if it is not doing it properly, I think you will have to tweak your prompt. Finally, the workflow got executed. I'm just checking whether it actually sent in email, scheduled an event. It scheduled the event, and I'm just going through different logs. It's a best practice to view the execution of the whole workflow once you're done. This is the email that the first agent sent out after retrieving the email address. We built a system with 2 agents, and one of the agents is basically calling multiple tools using MCP server trigger node. This system demonstrated the agent executing multiple tools using the MCP architecture. It actually applied planning and multi-step reasoning using the OpenAI ChatGPT 4.1 model. And whenever you are selecting models, you need to see if it is capable of reasoning, if you are especially trying to execute multiple tools in a sequence. Otherwise, if you use low end tools, they might not be able to do the multi step reasoning. So, you also check if the agent is executing the tools as expected. If it is not, it could be an issue with your prompt, or it could also be an issue with the model not having that capability to achieve the goal. This is how you can actually start experimenting with multiple nodes talking to each other, and we are wiring the different agents in the workflow because we are using N8N. But as you advance further, and if you are going to other tools, you could have more flexibility using coding, other capabilities the platform offers. So I suggest you explore more from the available templates in N8N and improve your skills further. And that is it for this beginner series, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.